if they go through your website, this is what pops up.
Yep.
Okay, so it's our widget, and we only have one widget. And if the customer types in their phone number, we will populate the rest. Okay,
Right.
so when they go into your widget, if it's one of your customers, all the reporting data is in the hands of the customer at that point. And so the beauty of this is that when they click next, we have the authoritative report of everything that is going to be shown to them at the front counter. This customer really hasn't been taken care of by us either, or they declined work all the time. This is why we have a wall of no history due. And so the customer can say, hey, do you want an estimate on this? And if you click yes, it will check everything, right? That's a little much. But let's assume it's a normal car, right? And so let's say they want spark plugs. And now we go on to the next screen and they say, there is a rattle in the back. So now let's go. And now this is workload management. We're looking at how many vehicles maximum do you want at the shop in one time? You got a huge parking lot, so that's not a restriction for you, but we have it for,
No, but it is sometimes. Yeah, it can
okay.
be.
So we have a maximum of cars in a day, right? So we're looking at your calendar, counting how many cars are on Wednesday next week, and how many more can we add? That's one criteria. The other criteria is how many texts do you have, and how many hours can we add for those texts? So for example, some shops will say, well, I've got them 8 hours, but I only want to schedule 6 hours per text because of comebacks and tow-ins and things like that, right? So we will only allow vehicles to be scheduled, like for example, 6 and 7 are not available here. This one is 3 over. We're going to hide this. This is in beta right now, so we want to have this visible so you can see it. So this is the workload management. It also says, oh, you're going to wait. Okay, then you need to drop it off in the morning, right? So this is intelligent. Do you need a loaner? And these are all optional. The shop can suppress them or not. So the next screen is a summary, and this is unique to us, where now I could just sell the preventive maintenance when the customer is making the appointment. Certain things, you can do a range, low and high. And what they're doing is they're basically approving, look, if you charge me between 300 and $440, it's approved. Why? Because a lot of our customers, they don't need to be sold on us anymore. They just need to expedite. And so what we tell them is,
so is this coming up, George, when somebody makes that appointment, they enter their phone number, they pick their car, I assume if they've got multiple cars?
Yep. Like, look at this. Let's go to this car. So let's make an appointment for this car. So now, of course, it's a different car, different items. Do you want an estimate? Yeah. Okay. Next, I want to come in. And these two, whoever clicks request the appointment gets priority, because you may have a situation where a day will disappear and the message will be, you took too long. Now, that slot was taken. But here you go. So now you have the appointments that are inside of SI, they get approved. And now I've got 2 approvals. And now we're basically telling the customer, look, if you approve the estimate, we will order the parts so that maybe you can wait for it, right? Instead of having to drop it off and get a ride, and it's a hassle. So this is customer service. People love this. We have a really good rate where we're being gentle. We're asking the customer, do you want an estimate? Some shops wanted everybody, show everybody the estimate, because the customer may not click it. And so we allow that as an option. So this can be pre-checked every time when they come in. And then they say, well, I want to see my entire report. Well, sure, here's your entire report. And these are the things you don't need. You're gonna need this in 11 days. And actually what we're doing is if something is needed in less than 30 days, we are pre-checking it. So this is
Yeah,
an
makes sense.
improvement that was asked of us, and we're working on this. But this gives you a pretty good idea of how we are going to be providing a calendaring system that will take that burden off of your service writers so they can focus on service writing. We will schedule, if the scheduling is for whatever reason needs adjustment, well, those are the exceptions. Then they can make the call and say, hey, instead of Thursday, come in on Friday because we got slammed or whatever, and customers don't mind, right? But now we've taken a workload off of your back.
Yeah, I like it.
This summarized information gets added to the calendar. So when you open, here you go. So when you see under notes, it will tell you what the customer has approved. And we will insert that into Shopware, so you will see all of the services that were approved.